Yo, what's up, people? Shagdog, Spitter Swallow Beer Review. And we're doing a great beer once again. Yuengling Traditional Lager. Yeah, let's get that music down so you can hear the sweet, soothing voice of Shagdog. There's been many dogs' voices on the radio over the years. Of course, man, imagine if the old school DJs could stream or podcast these days. Wolfman Jack, Casey Kasem. That's all I can think of right now. Alrighty. So we're doing Yuengling Premium or Traditional Lager, not the Premium Lager. Great beer. I haven't had a bottle in a while. I actually like drinking them out of the bottle. The can taste different. If you drink it out of this green bottle and then you get out of the can, it's just totally different. But the green bottles, they say green bottles compared to clear bottles are not good for the hops, you know. But it's in a 6-pack too, so that's even worse. Now, if it's in an enclosed 12-pack, it might be a little bit better, but still, even in the store with the lights in the store hit these bottles, you're going to get spoiled hops eventually. So much lights are on all the time, so lights, you get cold and warm temperature. They put it in a warm spot, they chill it. Got to move it for some reason. Put it in a storage that's warm. It spoils the hops too. But usually Yuengling Lager, you don't ever get a skunky Yuengling, but it could be possible, right? I'm going to guess it's possible. But let's get into this. It's Beer Advocate gives this, one of 78, 4.5% ABV. So very light, almost light lager. Some places even say light lager is 4.5. Most light lagers are 4.2, though. I don't consider 4.5 a light lager because I think 4.2, maybe 4.3 and below would be a light lager. 4.5 is at the cusp. So Yuengling, of course, out of what? God, I can't even think right now. Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Pottstown? Not Pottsville, but Pottstown. There is a Pottsville, Pennsylvania also. Yeah, Pottsville. Okay, not Pottstown. Pottsville. Jesus. And they also have a brewery in Tampa, Florida. And I heard they have a brewery in Texas or somewhere out that way. Or maybe someone's brewing it for them. Maybe the Miller Brewery down in Fort Worth. I don't know. Someone's brewing it for them. So I don't know. Or they got a brewery down there. Someone tell me. Let me know. Famous for its rich amber color and medium body flavor and roasted caramel malts. A subtle and sweetness and a combination of Cluster and Cascade hops. This true original delivers a well-balanced taste and very distinct character. Born from a historic recipe that was resurrected in 1987, Yuengling Traditional Lager is a true classic. I wonder what would happen if Yuengling tried to make an IPA. I mean, using the Cascade hops, the Cluster hops, and hop the hell out of make a pale ale. Does Yuengling even have a pale ale? They got to have a pale ale. Let's check. Let's see. Styles. They don't. Oh, they do have American Pale Ale, but it's a special Chetty batch. It's a Chesterfield, but it's a special Chetty. But they also have what else? Pale. English Pale, Lord Chesterfield Ale. That's the only pale ale they have, and it's an English pale ale style. So I wonder if they really got a Lord Chesterfield Ale and really hopped the hell out of it and make an IPA out of it. Maybe they call it Lord Shagdog IPA after me, since I lived close to that area. And I lived in the Tampa area, so I lived in both locations where they have their two main breweries. So I think they should name it after me. All right, let's get into the beer, though, right? Yeah. Oh, shit. What the hell? I don't know how I screwed that up. Anyhow, I got a bent cap for all you cat pervs out there. Typical England tap on most of your style beers. Pick a piece of it. Tap off. Hopefully they can go into the beer. All right. Yeah, smells a little skunky. Isn't that amazing? That's probably why my brother doesn't like it out of the bottle. He only likes it out of the can. I think they get a little skunky, especially 6-packs. I bought a 6-pack and I'm getting a little skunk on there. Now, you're a little bit better if you have it in a 12-pack because it's enclosed. No lights get to it at least. Now, as far as a cold and hot temperature or how long it can sit somewhere, yeah, that's a different story. But yeah, I am getting skunk off this. Amazing. But, really with the Yuengling Traditional Lager, it's a red amber lager. It almost gives it a Euro lager. Oh, I froze up. Sorry. It almost gives it a Euro lager flair if it gets skunked up. Not as much skunk coming off the glass as it was the bottle. But yeah, toasty caramel. There's a slight skunk on this one, but that's okay with me though. I'm gonna take a little sip off the bottle. Yeah, big difference between the bottle and the can with the England. I can see why my brother likes cans better because you might get a little skunk with this. I think they should be in brown bottles, but that's just me. I don't know. I guess they like that green color. I guess. Let's get the rest of that in there. All right. No viewers. No viewers. And I need to go to comments. Okay, there we go. Yeah, smells great. Oh. A little malty, a little caramel, a little fruitiness to it, maybe even a weediness to it. But it could be just a hop smelling like that. Lightly hopped. Cascade hops would be great if they put more into it, probably. But apparently there are some hops in it if you can get a skunky, right? Yeah, smells good. Just a little slight skunk. Cheers. Oh, I heard a puppy. Yeah, definitely. I can see why my brother likes it on the can because he's not a big hoppy and this comes off a little more hoppy flair and a little skunkiness. Not heavily skunky, but yeah, the hops have spoiled a little bit what little hops are in there. But I think it almost tastes like a different beer than a can. So that's actually great for me because I love variety of the same beer. Yeah, it tastes different out of the bottle than it does a can, and that's always a pleasant surprise. Like, wow, this beer tastes different out of the bottle, and I think it does really. And I used to like drinking some of these out of the bottle. I didn't like the can too much, but I like the can also. So it's just a back and forth thing for me with Yuengling. And truly, I think the main thing is the green bottles. And if you're, especially with the 6-packs, like I said, it's out in the light all night at the store. Stores lights are on usually all night. You might get some convenience stores that close where they dim the lights, but you get the light in the cooler usually still on. Some little light or something, So, yeah. I'm not an expert, but I'm a jack of all trades, right? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. A light hop, a little bit of a light skunk with this one. Not real bad though. A little caramel taste, but I think you get the caramel more off the can for some reason. I think some reason with the bottles, I think the caramel taste is not there as much. But a little skunk, man, is all right. Now, most of your old lagers, or even some pilsners, get that skunk. And I don't like it because a lot of it gets too much skunk for me. Jammer loves it, though. He doesn't say it's skunk. He says it's something else, floral hop. But I've tasted floral hops before without the skunkiness. So I'm tasting skunkiness. That means some of those hops have spoiled. But it's not bad. What are we going to give this? I usually give Yuengling a C+, maybe a B-. But with this, with a little bit of skunkiness in it, I just give it a straight up C and a swallow. I really prefer it out of the can, actually. You pick up a little more of that caramel taste out of the can. With the bottle, not as much. Now, on draft, is better too, I think. I think the can is the best. Maybe draft too. I don't know. Yeah, straight up C and a swallow. It's drinkable and it's enjoyable, but it's not the greatest tasting thing. Now, out of the can, I'd probably give it a C+ or a B- most times, so draft, same thing, C+, B-. So yeah, it's an all right beer to go to. It's easy drinking. It's nothing fancy. It's just a beer, man, and it's not like it's not like your typical Budweisers or Miller Coors. It's a red amber lager, and it's certain red amber lagers have more of a caramel or malty presence than this does. So this is all right to go to because it's not an overwhelming malty red amber lager or caramel or Munich malts or something. It's a very drinkable red amber lager. So that's why I like it. I think that's why my brother likes it. A very drinkable red amber lager. Or, American red amber lager. Yeah, you know the deal. So, shout out. I'm going to give a quick shout out. Co-worker of mine, a nice guy, a little bit older than me, about 3 or 4 years older than me, passed away this week. We worked night shift. He's had health issues with what he died from. So it's kind of sad. But when you have health issues, you got to, especially when you're in your 50s, you got to start taking care of yourself. You just can't keep doing the same thing. I mean, I don't drink every day and I don't smoke anymore. So that's great because I had issues before, so I cut down on the smoking. I actually quit the smoking when that happened. And then the drinking, I only drink when I do beer reviews usually. So once a week, a couple beers, I'm with Jammer, a couple more because Jammer drinks a little bit more than I do. So I try to keep up with him. But shout out to my buddy Jeff. He's a good guy, nice guy. He'd probably do anything for you. And that's all I got to say about that right now. But yeah, death sucks, so. Yeah, former Marine, or always a Marine, right? Once you're a Marine, always a Marine. Yeah. Good guy. I don't know why the Army don't have that type of thing. Once a Army dog or what else? A grunt. Once a grunt, get some Karen friends around because Army dogs. Army dogs. Yeah, Army dogs. Man, I wish I'd go back in the military sometimes, but I looked at the pay grade. I'm like, holy crap! If I went in as the E4 right now, and they let me have my previous year amount of years, I'd be making as much as I'm making now almost. I'm not sure of that pay. I'm sure that's pretty much the pay scale. When I got out of the Army back in 1996 as an E4, I think I was making 14,000 a year, something like that. Somewhere around there. And they're making, with 6 years, an E4 is making like 30,000 a year. I was like, holy shit, I should go back in the military, because that's what I'm making right now, because I'm a poor son of a bitch. I actually took a pay cut, and I'm back down to what I made back in 2000. Not even making what I made in 2017. So I'm back down to less than what I was making 7 years ago. That's because of my job choices, career choices. What can you do, right? I'm okay with that. I don't mind being poor. How about you? Yeah. I'm always a firm believer in God feeds the birds every day, and he loves you more than the birds. So, yeah, I get by. I get by pretty good. I'm just trying to invest as what I can, and hopefully in 10 years I could, I'm not going to live glamorously, but hopefully I can live comfortably where, I can put food in my mouth and have a roof over my head. That's all I'm concerned about. I've followed the Jammers. He's got a frugal Jammer's Book of Frugalism, and I followed it a little bit. So, and as you get older, also you become less materialistic. And I've never been really big materialistic. I made some bad financial choices of certain things I bought or something, which I probably didn't need, but nothing real major or anything. So, but now I realize, if I don't really, I look in the future, like, am I going to buy this? Am I going to be using this 3-4 years from now? If I don't think I'm going to be using it just for a certain pleasure, I don't even buy it. Like, I still got a PS4. I have no plans to buy the PS5. Matter of fact, PlayStations, I bought PS1 and PS2. I skipped PS3, and then I went to PS4 about a year after it came out, actually. So I don't even play games hardly anymore. I do like certain games, but I probably should buy them on a computer, actually, like Red Dead Redemption or Grand Theft Auto. I'm in the wrestling games, WWE 2K4 or 2K wrestling games 24. Matter of fact, I have the WWE 2K24. That's the first one I bought since WWE 2K19. But 2K19, I think, was better, actually. Yeah. But you got to be frugal. You just got to enjoy life. That's all I'm here for right now. In my last 10, 15, 20, 30 years of life. Drinking beers. Trying to stay somewhat healthy. Besides my liver. And just enjoying it all. Enjoying my peace and serenity of just me and my beer. Yeah, you can find some Yuengling. Now, they do have Yuengling Chesterfield Ale. That's a pretty good one, if you can find it. I haven't seen it around South Carolina area. And they do have it in Florida now, certain places, I guess. I'm not sure if it's like widespread or not. I had it once. It was pretty good. But you can find the black and tan most places. Yuengling black and tan, Yuengling Traditional Lager, Yuengling Premium. You can find that here. The premium lager, not the traditional lager. I used to be able to find the porter in Florida, but the porter, straight up England porter, is hard to find now. I haven't seen it around South Carolina at all. Matter of fact, in Florida, I haven't seen it. You might be able to find it in Tampa at Total Wine and More. But they used to sell it in old Zephyr Hills, but at one liquor store, but then they stopped selling it. So I like to report it though. It's a good intro porter. Yuengling's pretty good. Then some of their other beers we've had, of course, are Oktoberfest, and not a really great Oktoberfest. They did have a Bach beer they sold one year during the holiday seasons. It was like a holiday Bach, but I think it was that only 1 year we saw it. They occasionally come out with some other ones, but usually don't last. They got the light with the England Flight, the less carb type one. There's some gold type Yuengling. That was horrible. Stick with regular beer, dudes. Don't try to make these special, like little diet beers and gold, whatever. And anyway, I probably should get off here. I'm gonna do a. I don't know if I want to record it. I'm gonna do an album review. I might do it live. I might record it. I'm trying to think of what album. I'm usually doing. There's a couple albums I want to review. I want to Jammer to listen to them so we can review them together. But he's never listened to them still, so I might just do one of those albums. Some of my hair bands that came out in the 90s albums that were pretty good albums, I thought, and they're just in 92, 93 time frame, 94. So yeah, of course it didn't sell that good, and so I might do that. Yeah, I might do that. I just might. All right, well, let's finish this beer. Oh, rugby. Hey, thanks for watching the Spitter Swallow Beer Review. I am Shagdog. Jammer, if he's on this week, he's bound to be back on by next week. And yeah, subscribe, comment, like, and we'll see you in the next one.